Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate for everybody checking out this video, stopping by. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, let us know exactly where you're commenting from, where you are currently. Just let us know that the people that are watching the videos are actually real live individuals and not ghost accounts. It also allows other people to know that the information and stuff like that is actually being appreciated and absorbed by real people. So thank you very much. Now, the reason for today's video is I wanted to bring up some stuff I feel like is very important to discuss about this year's World Series. Now, yes, we are in the conference championships right now, which is not too far from the World Series, but I just wanted to speak about the significance of some things, while also being transparent and speaking about our journey so far in this MLB season, as far as regards to futures and stuff like that, right? So, if you guys want to pay attention now, being fully transparent, right? The actual team that I had winning the American League was the Toronto Blue Jays, and shout out to everybody that backed that, because the Toronto Blue Jays did in fact win the American League. Excuse me 1 second. But to actually represent the American League in the World Series, we had the Toronto Blue Jays as well. So to win the regular season, as far as standings, as well as to win the American League championship throughout the playoffs, right? And also, winning their division as well. So shout out to that. Division winner, obviously regular season winner as well for the Toronto Blue Jays. And right now, currently in the American League Championship Series, down 3-2 to Seattle. But one of the things I did want to speak about was because we always see these cross sports leagues connections, right? Where like something will bleed over from baseball to NBA, or from NBA to baseball, or from NFL to NBA, and likewise in across, NHL and stuff like that. So we constantly see storylines being crossed over, or connections um, being shown through different sports leagues to other sports leagues, right? And mainly speaking about the four North American sports leagues: NHL, NBA, NFL, and MLB. Now, this year, obviously in the NBA, we had the Indiana Pacers representing the Eastern Conference playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, with the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA championship, right? Now, Oklahoma City, obviously, um, they don't have a NBA team per se, right? I mean, an NFL team. But if you guys look back in history, right? The Oklahoma City Thunder, when it comes to the NBA, they're an expansion team, right? They originally came from Seattle. So the original team that kind of formulated the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you believe in connections and following history, the Seattle Supersonics became the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay. So if there's still a connection there, which obviously there is, because that's the expansion connection, right? Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Oh my god. What? Okay. All right. Fabi. Okay. Lunatic on the loose. Give me 1 second. All right. So just speaking about that connection once again between the Seattle Supersonics and Oklahoma City Thunder. Seattle Supersonics sold the team, and they were moved to Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City, in theory, can be, you can say is the Seattle Supersonics. Now cross it over, we have the Seattle Mariners, one win away possibly from making the World Series, right? After an original Seattle team has just won the NBA championship. Within the same calendar year, these things can happen. Two Seattle teams can be represented in both championships in different leagues, the NBA and the MLB, right? Now to take it an even step further and just analyzing, so that's the storyline, right? Now let's go to the numbers. Okay, the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? And if you pay attention, the Oklahoma City Thunder won 68 games during the regular season in which they won the championship. Now, those of you that follow gematria and numerology, letters and numbers, you guys know 68 is a championship number. And the reason why I say that is when you write championship out, it equals 68, right? So just so you guys, you don't ever have to believe me. I always show you guys, right? So championship right here, when you write it out, equals 68 in the purest cipher. That would be this blue cipher right here. The current NBA champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder, won 68 games during the regular season to go on and win the championship. Okay. Now I can show you that too. So you don't have to take my word for it again. Give me 1 second. We'll bring up the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, here we go. So the Oklahoma City Thunder last year won. They went 68-14. So they won 68 games during the regular season. 68, connecting to 68. Now today, not today. And this year's MLB World Series will be starting on when? It starts on October 24th. Okay, October 24th just happens to leave 68 days remaining. That's not a lie. You can check right here. October 24th is the 297th day of the year, leaving 68 days remaining until the end of the year. Okay, 68. So you have Seattle that just won, in theory, the NBA championship because the original Seattle Supersonics transformed into Oklahoma City Thunder, which won the NBA championship, right? They won 68 games during the regular season. Now you have a possibility for the Seattle Mariners in the same calendar year to make the World Series on the day make the World Series that starts on the day, leaving 68 days remaining until the end of the year. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean Seattle will be represented there because, as I said, 68 days is a championship number. So it makes sense that the World Series, aka baseball championship, will be starting on the day leaving 68 days, right? Obviously. But let's see what else. Okay. If you take a look at the manager for the Seattle Mariners, okay, take it a step further. That would be Dan Wilson, right? Seattle Mariners manager is Dan Wilson. He's an American professional baseball player, current manager of the Seattle Mariners. He is in his 57th year of his age. He's 56 currently, but after you turn 56, technically you're in your 57th year of living because you had your 56th birthday already. 57 is a number that's directly connected to championships as well, right? 57 when you write it out equals 131, and championship equals 131. We've shown over the years 57 and its connection to championships, all throughout different leagues throughout the last 5 years. So the manager for the Seattle Mariners is in his 57th year of living. Okay. And also sticking to the 68, right? And then connecting the NBA kind of. You have a Canadian theory as well, because what you had was obviously had Canada that was in the NHL Stanley Cup this year, being represented by Edmonton, the Edmonton Oilers. The Oklahoma City Thunder star player is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is a proud Canadian. And obviously the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto is in Canada, right? So there's a Canadian theme as well. And then you look at the start of the MLB World Series, October 24th, just happens to be who? Canadians' biggest superstar, Drake. It's his birthday on October 24th, right? Drake's birthday is October 24th, the same day of the World Series, with the possibility of Toronto being represented, a Canadian team, right? So just something to be aware of. Now, also taking it one step further as well, going back to the 68, the Toronto Blue Jays, right? They lost 68 games during this MLB regular season. And Obviously, that's a big number that I showed you guys, right? Toronto Blue Jays right here lost 68 games um, during the regular season. Obviously, we love Toronto to be represented by the American League, to represent the American League in the World Series. But I've also shown you in this video some of these Seattle connections and the crossover between the MLB and the NBA, right? And also possibly the NHL, some kind of interconnecting things that you should be aware of, right? So, the purpose of this video was just to bring to light some of these things that are some of these storylines, some of these connections. Obviously, my entire community and the people that supported me and invested in the MLB future were waiting to see if it's correct with the Toronto Blue Jays representing the American League. So being full transparent on that. Obviously, to make it this far is still a win as well. I gave out my MLB future 2 weeks before the MLB regular season started. So well in advance. The price for Toronto to win their division, to win the league during the regular season was awesome and incredible odds, super beneficial, great ROI, as well as Toronto to represent the American League in the World Series was incredible odds. So these are all those were winners, and we're still waiting for the outcome of this one to see if Toronto actually pulls through to represent the American League. But I did think it was important to prove out the Seattle connections as well, and show people the significance of numbers, gematria, letters, and numbers, and then also storylines as well, right? As I'm showing you guys right now. So those are some of the things that really stood out to me. Obviously, with these two teams in the American League, and then yeah, give me 1 second. So the crazy part about that too, right, is there's been a total of 100. This is the 121st World Series. So there's been 120 World Series previously, and the American League has won 68 World Series, and the National League has won 52. So just showing you the 68 again, right? 68 again. The American League is on 68. The NL is on 52. Now, what a coincidence that would be that the MLB World Series starts on the day leaving 68 days, right? The American League is currently sitting on 68 World Championships. Okay. Championship equals 68. The MLB World Series starts on the day leaving 68 days left in the year. Toronto Blue Jays finished the regular season with 68 losses. Okay. And I think when you write it out as well, the connection that Seattle has to give me 1 second, to the 68 is, I think when you write out Seattle, Washington, it equals 68. I'm not, give me 1 second. Washington. Yeah, Seattle, Washington equals 68. So crazy. You know what I mean? It's there. There's connections to both these American League teams. Obviously, the Seattle Washington is not really that, that insanely connected to the 68. As I said, with today, with this year's World Series being the 121st World Series, obviously Blue Jays equals 121. And then there was also all kinds of other stuff that would, got us on board with the Toronto Blue Jays prior to the season starting, which was incredible. And we're waiting to see what happens with that. And we're super happy about it. The possibility of the future smacking and stuff. So that would be awesome. And but yeah, it was important to me. I felt like to get out the Seattle connections and the Toronto connections as well prior to this game 6 that will be played. I feel like it's important for people to know. And yeah, salute to everybody. I appreciate your support. Thank you as always. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you appreciated this video, and give it a thumbs up. Drop in and leave some comments. Let people know there's real people that support this my work, myself, and my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Good luck and take care. Peace out. Industry.